Yo, this too tough. Check it out. Got a couple of fights this weekend. On Friday on ESPN Plus, you got Ryan Walsh versus on Lewis Paulson. I think this is for the British title at featherweight. Then you have Ohari Davis taking on Vasquez on that fight, on that card also. Super lightweight but tight fight, I believe. Not for any title, but just a super lightweight fight. Also on ESPN, you're going to have Richard Comey defend his IBF lightweight title versus Raymundo Beltran, the one-time WBO title holder. Anyway, I'm expecting Comey to win. Yeah, I'm expecting Comey to win. Then you got, and that's also on ESPN. Then on DAZN, you have Paul Highland Jr. He's going to be fighting, I forget who he's fighting, but this is for the EU title at super lightweight, I want to say super lightweight. I might be wrong, it might be super featherweight. But Paul Highland Jr., he's again fighting for the European title. I believe that. He's also fighting for a European title. And then Saturday, you got, Friday you also got Demetrius Andrade taking on Maurice Selecki in Rhode Island on DAZN also. And then you have Joseph Parker taking on Leape. That fight, in my opinion, should have been held in the Oceania area, in that Oceania region. But nevertheless, it's going to be on the undercard. I believe this is Parker's first U.S. fight. And then you have Khalid Yafai fighting on this card as well. So, and he's defending his WBA super flyweight title. Then you got on Saturday, you got Jamal Charlo taking on Brandon Adams, defending his WBC interim middleweight title. Brandon Adams is the season 5 contender winner. He won by defeating Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. I don't know if we should call him Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. I'm just gonna call him Mosley Jr. because there ain't no Sugar Shane in him. Anyway, so that's basically also on that card is Erickson Lubin is fighting. He's trying to regain. It's going to be, I think, his third fight back from after he lost to Charlo, the younger Charlo. So he's on this card trying to regain some traction. And then you have that's it. And this one is going to be on Showtime. They got quite a few fights on this card, but those are the two main important fights on the card. Yo, this past Sunday, Jamal, the smaller Charlo brother, fought in defeat. Yo, this dude was no match for him. He knocked him out in the second round, I think? Yeah, the second round. It was supposed to be Tony Harrison rematch fight. Tony Harrison hurt his ankle, so that fight was postponed till later on, which I will say Tony Harrison was in the building with a boot on. J-Rock, who recently defeated Jarrett Hurd for 2 titles, was also in the building. Now, J-Rock's supposed to be fighting Jarrett Hurd in a rematch as well. So they might be setting it up so that those 2 guys could fight a rematch around the same time. And then that way, both their rematches will be on in the same time. And then sometime like later on, early next year, middle next year maybe, they have a fight between those two winners for all three titles. And you got to throw in Erickson Lubin because he's going to be fighting. And Erislandy Lara, Gaucher, and Trout. Those four players, you're gonna mix and match those guys with these winners and the losers or whatever. Anywho, that's crazy. Rigondeaux also won. He had a stoppage. A lot of people saying Rigondeaux looked old because he decided to stay in the pocket and he wasn't his usual elusive self. Now Rigondeaux, people are remembering Donaire's fight, and Rigondeaux probably, with the age up there, he probably had to try to fight a little bit differently. Dancing around and moving around a lot might take a lot of energy out of him. So he wanted to stay in the pocket and be able to pick that guy off at will. The only problem was Ceja was catching him back a lot. So, it is what it is. We see Rigondeaux wants Ray Vargas. I mean, he's a mandatory for Ray Vargas. And me and a friend of mine was talking on social media saying it would be great if Rigondeaux the mandatory for Vargas, right? Vargas about to fight supposedly a mandatory, which is odd that he's a mandatory. Well, this was a final eliminator, so I think he's the next mandatory for Vargas. And then Daniel Romain, who has 2 titles. Brandon Figueroa, I believe, is his mandatory. So they should set up some type of fight after Daniel Romain faces his IBF mandatory. They should try to get Daniel Romain versus Brandon Figueroa fight, and then get a Rigondeaux versus Ray Vargas fight around that same time. Or Brandon versus Rigo, and then that winner will face the winner of Romain versus Vargas. Makes sense to me. Joey Spencer, not that impressed with him. So that's that. In other news, so Adrian Broner and Lee Selby is rumored to be facing off in the fall. They saying it's at 140. We'll see if AB could get down to 140, and whether or not Selby should even be trying to go up to 140, because I think his best weight was at 126. That's a big leap. That's like two weight classes above his best weight. 3 weight classes, excuse me. Amir Khan is supposedly going to face Manny Pacquiao. If Manny Pacquiao beats Keith Thurman and Amir Khan gets past his next opponent. Amir Khan saying it's November 9th. We'll see. I haven't heard anything from the Manny Pacquiao side, but it's just Amir Khan speaking. Dylan White seems to be upset that the WBO passed him by and appointed Usyk as the mandatory challenger for the AJ Ruiz winner. It's understandable that the WBO did that because that's in their rules for super champions, which Usyk was. Whenever he wants, he can move up or down to another division and claim mandatory status because of his status at one division. And in this case, the cruiserweight. He was an undisputed cruiserweight champion. And honestly, I think that'll be a good scrap between him and Ruiz. Ruiz got a little bit more size, but he has quick hands, so it's not like he'll be slow to counter an Usyk. Usyk is fluid, he moves well, but we have to see him at heavyweight. He's about to face Carlos Takam, so that should be a good scrap. Okay, now Shakira Stevenson has been set to fight July 13th. He's going to headline his own show in his hometown of Newark, New Jersey at the Prudential Center. And he's fighting Franklin Manizella. All right, and that should be good. I should be trying to get to that one. Anyway, Too Tough, and I'm out. That's today's edition of Too Tough Talk. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Too Tough Talk. Like, comment, and share with your buddies. Please subscribe and get notified. Too Tough, and that's my peace. Peace.